Hey, is there anyone online here? It's me, your VIP guest. Oh, hello, Sandra. What do you need today? Yeah, prepare for me the most expensive, fanciest, and shiny evening gown that fits my huge diamond rings. I just caught the biggest fish of my life. Oh, whoa. Glad to hear that. That's right. You should be happy. It takes stupid old men willing to give me money so you can sell your dresses for a price like that. Let me tell you this. He fell in love with me this time. He even promised to divorce his wife to marry me and give me all his property. I'm going to be a millionaire. Oh no, not again. Huh? Nothing. I would love to hear your story. So why did you break up with the last man? I thought you said he owns 12 golf courses and would give you all if you could marry him. Well, the intention was that, but when we almost finished the marriage registration, suddenly his sons and daughter appeared. They hit me, kicked me out of his house, and forbade me to go near him, saying that I seduced the old man, causing him to neglect his family. Well, but that was the truth. What do you mean? It was truly a horrible day for you. Yeah, just a little more and I would become their mom. It should have been them who were kicked out of the house. So, how did you meet this new guy? I met him at the luxury mall. At the time, I was shopping and looking for a new target. Then I overheard his conversation with his mistress. He wanted to break up with his mistress because she was so boring. She kept crying and begging him. Oh, what a fool. Doesn't she know that men absolutely hate tears? But how did you know he's rich? Well, after he broke up with her, a man, who appeared to be his secretary, came to tell him that the $3 million project had been approved. But he didn't seem to care, even scolding the secretary that such a small project didn't need to bother him. Whoa, it sounds like he's the CEO of a big company. Yeah, I know. His secretary even gave the mistress a check as a farewell fee. I couldn't see it well, but it had at least 5 zeros. At that moment, I knew he was my next target. Also, he was very young and handsome. Very different from those dirty, greedy old men. It's worth living with him for the rest of my life, isn't it? Looks like you're determined to marry him this time. But how can you be sure that he's rich and would divorce his wife to come to you? Well, of course, baby. I always research carefully before approaching. I have researched carefully. He is currently the director of a real estate company, and the mall is his property. His wife is an ugly, boring housewife, and they have been married for 3 years, but still have no children. Do you know that no man can refuse a perfect, young, beautiful woman? And I am the one who has all those conditions. I'm not sure if what you're doing is right. Forgive me if what I'm about to say might upset you, but it's not advisable to destroy other people's families. There is nothing wrong here. I'm just going with nature. Think of it as simply that he is fed up with his life and his tasteless wife, and I'm more suitable for him. I am the one sent by God to help him get out of that life. Sandra, I think you should be careful about it. You can't always be lucky. One day you will regret what you have done. I just thought that you approached old men who were divorced or whose wives died early, so I didn't say anything until now. But destroying other families is not acceptable. Oh, come on. I told you my stories because you are just a lowly sales staff with no authority to judge me. Don't think if I tell you some stories we become friends, okay? Don't think that as a classy person like me will play with someone like you. No, I never think that. But I know this is unethical. Shut your mouth. It's none of your business. You only have the right to speak here when I rob your husband. Isn't your job just selling, caring for customers, and meeting their needs? Yes, that's right. Then I ask you to keep your mouth shut. Pretend you're so excited to hear my story. You should know, thanks to me, you have the highest sales every month in the store. It's a good thing that you and I both benefit. You need to correct your attitude toward me and money. And if you continue to annoy me with such teachings, don't blame me for reporting you to the superiors. I believe they would rather fire you than lose a VIP guest like me.
I understand, Sandra. Please forgive me. So, how did you get his attention? I would love to know that.
That's better. I would happily teach you how to make men love you if you wish. First, notice what kind of woman he's looking for. It can be seen that he does not love someone who has no career, is boring, and doesn't know how to take care of himself like his wife. From the other mistress, I could tell he also didn't like a woman who was too soft, mellow, and sweet. So what does all this mean? Does that mean he's looking for an interesting and powerful woman? Bingo! You're so smart. Do you know it?
Thank you.
Then, after that, I just needed to incarnate into a rich, haughty lady just like he desires and make him pay attention to me. I spend the money the old men gave me to rent a supercar, and when he was driving away, I deliberately hit the back of his car. When I stepped down, I pretended to be sorry and wanted compensation. He was immediately attracted to my appearance and couldn't take his eyes off me. He said he didn't need monetary compensation, but just asked for my phone number and went to dinner with me.
Whoa, you really are quite good at it. So you two had a romantic night together?
No, silly. I just gave him some money and drove off right away.
What? Why did you do that? Wasn't it really a good chance to get close to him?
You don't seem to understand anything about men, do you? People often say that women are difficult to understand, but so are men. They want to find the perfect woman, but don't want to get her easily.
So you just did that to make him curious and want to know more about you?
Yeah, you got it.
But how could he contact you when he didn't know who you were?
Don't wait for the opportunity to come. Create it. I learned he usually comes to a cafe, so I waited there. And as soon as he saw me, he immediately tried to talk to me and invited me to eat. This time, I gave him a chance. I told my family he is very rich. My parents run a very famous hotel chain abroad, and he didn't doubt it.
But aren't you afraid one day he will find out the truth?
Oh, come on. No one knows the truth about me except you. But there's no way a poor person like you would know someone as rich as him, right? Besides, isn't hiring a few amateur actors to be my rich parents easy?
You're really a professional, right? So, everything is going well?
Absolutely, yes. Tomorrow night, he will bring me to the party of the elite and announce his divorce from his wife to marry me. I need the world's most magnificent dress tonight. I will take the spotlight off the party. Well, story time is over. Did you find the dress I needed?
Ah, yes. Our store has just launched a limited edition in the special collection that perfectly suits your requirements.
That sounds great.
However, it's just...
Just what? Don't tell me that someone bought it already.
No, it's still here in the store, but the price is quite high.
You insult me by saying such a thing, Helen.
Helen, actually, with one letter L.
Who cares? How dare you say I have no money? Haven't you heard me say I will be a millionaire's wife? How expensive can a dress be?
Well, its price is $1.5 million.
What? 1.5 million? Are you losing your mind?
The price of the dress is quite expensive because we used very rare fabric and the whole dress is studded with diamonds. I think no one can be as beautiful as you if you wear that dress and show up at the party. All eyes will be on you. Every girl who shows up at the party will be jealous of you. Guys won't stop praising you as gorgeous as a princess. But if you feel the price is too high, I can recommend other beautiful dresses.
Hey, I didn't say that I wouldn't buy it. Are you sure I will stand out in that dress?
Yes, I can make sure about it. She will definitely be talked about and praised a lot by everyone.
Well then, there's nothing my fiancé can't buy for me. Hold that dress for me. I'll go over to your store to try it on right now.
Oh, yes. We are happy to serve you at any hour and at all times.
Hey, Helen. Is the plan going well?
Oh, yes. It's more than fine. She bought that dress at the price of 1.5 million. Can you believe it? I thought it would be difficult to convince her, but who knew that I could just flatter her with a few sentences? She was more than happy to do so and asked for money from that scumbag to buy it.
Well, that's not too surprising. She thinks she's so smart, but it doesn't seem like she is. But if this story broke, would your store lose credibility?
Oh, dear, don't worry about me. She deserves payback for what she did to you. Besides, I never told her it was a real diamond. What about your side? Is everything okay? Did he sign it?
Yeah, he signed the agreement already. I was so scared at the time. I did as you said, sandwiching that agreement in the middle of the company's papers. At first, he was going to read through those papers, but luckily he received a call from her because he saw her name on the phone, so he signed it quickly and left.
Phew! That was close. You'll regret answering that phone call.
Helen, should we do this? Is it too cruel?
Come on, Amanda. Don't flake out on me now. Think about what he did to you. Obviously, you helped him build that company. Through his most difficult times, the person by his side was you. And look how he treated you. He intends to divorce you to marry that slut.
You're right. It's high time I let this go and do what I gotta do to live a new life. It's time to take back what rightfully belongs to me.
It's well deserved, my friend. You wouldn't believe how boastful she is and how proud she feels when she seduces an awful and poor man. I really had to hold my tongue with her. I have to admit, I love it when she finds out that she is the joke.
Hey, Helen.
Yes?
Thank you for always being by my side and helping me. If it weren't for you, I would probably be in pain forever and be kicked out of the house by him with nothing to show for it. Thank you, Helen. You are my angel.
Well, you did say that I am your angel.
Yes, you are.
Oh, wait. Where are you right now?
I just met the lawyer. I'm quite near to your store. What's up?
Great. Then come here quickly. You have to come and try on the special dress I made just for you. You have to be the belle of the ball at the party tomorrow night. And showing everyone the real diamonds.
Yes, I'm coming right now. What's happening? Are you messing with me?
What do you want?
Why are people at the party saying that the diamonds on my dress are fake? I paid a huge amount of money to buy it, right? And why was another girl wearing the same dress as me showing up at the party and everyone saying that it's the real version? When I tried on the dress, you told me this was the only one in the world, right? I need an explanation now.
No wonder the liberal elites have a very keen eye. Their reaction exceeded my expectations. I thought you had crawled away somewhere to hide just as you should.
You.
So you know about all this? Aren't you supposed to be smart? Use your brain, my dear. Ugh! How dare you dress me in a dress with fake diamonds like that? You conned me out of $1.5 million for it. I'm going to call the police. You'll be sorry. I'll make you pay. Police? Go ahead. What? Then, Amanda divorced her terrible husband and won the entire property. At first, he couldn't accept this, so he clung to Amanda and tried to harm her. I was so worried about her that I took her home. Then, her husband has been arrested. In the end, she and my brother got together. It turned out that my brother had been secretly in love with Amanda for a long time. I'm very happy to see them stay together. As for that gold digger Sandra, she won't be deceiving anyone any longer. She became poor and had to sell all her goods to live. But she still refuses to work and spends lavishly. What a happy ending for everyone.
Abby, I remember you said something about seeing your dad soon. When is it again?
To visit a hospital? I was going to see him the day after tomorrow. Why?
I thought I'd tag along. I haven't been able to make time to see him in a long time.
Oh, it's so sweet of you. I think he would be very happy to see you. But I'm a bit surprised you'd suggest anything like that.
Why would you be? I do care for your father, in case you didn't know.
I know you do, honey. I'm very thankful that you do. But you have work that day, don't you? Are you going to take the day off?
My office is close to the hospital, so I will use my lunch break to come see him. I won't be able to stay that long, though.
Oh, that's not a problem. I will let him know and ask him to try to stay away around lunch.
Does he sleep a lot during the day now? Is his condition that bad?
Kind of. He sleeps most of the day recently. I haven't been able to speak to him much either because he is barely awake whenever I see him. I think it's because of what the doctor told me. It means he is losing his strength.
I see. I hope he gets better soon. My parents send their regards too.
Thank you.
Oh, one more thing. I have a favor to ask. Will you help me?
A favor? What is it?
I'd like to borrow some money from your dad, and I want to talk to him about it, but I don't want to be rude, so will you ask him with me?
What? Why do you need money? Did you do something?
No, it's not me. My parents have some sort of loan. I want to help them pay it off, but I don't have enough. But your dad has all his investments and all that, so I was wondering if he'd be able to help.
Luke, I don't think that's very appropriate. He is very ill right now. Now is not the time to talk about money.
I don't have any other options. The payment is due in a matter of days.
That's their problem. I'm sorry, but my father has nothing to do with it. If you really want to help them, I think it should be from us, not from my dad. If that's the case, I can help.
I wouldn't ask your dad if I could help them myself.
Is the loan that big? How much do they need?
I think about $30,000.
30 grand? I know your parents are big spenders. Did they splurge on something unplanned?
No, they wouldn't do that. What the hell do you take my parents for?
Well, I have my reasons to be suspicious of them. Anyway, you can't ask my dad. He is ill, for God's sake. Don't say anything ridiculous.
But Abby, they could get in real trouble.
Will you think about how my father would feel? He will be very sad to find out that you only paid him a visit to ask for money. Sorry, but it's a firm no.
Well then, I won't. But do you think you can when you think it's best? I mean, preferably as soon as possible.
Okay, we will discuss this another time. But I mean it when I say you can't ask him, or else you cannot visit him.
Fine.
Luke, what the hell was that? I told you not to.
I'm sorry, but you weren't helping. If you had asked in the first place, I wouldn't have today.
How dare you? And why the hell did your parents show up? You cornered my father. You shouldn't have brought them.
My parents are the ones who need the money. It's appropriate that they ask in person.
So you want to talk about manners? What do you think about cornering a bedridden man for money, huh? Have you no shame?
Like I said, we don't have any other option. And what's wrong with your dad? How can he be such a cheapskate when he has so much money? We asked politely.
Excuse me? You've got some nerve to complain. He refused to lend your parents any money because he couldn't understand why your parents need it. They were not clear about why they have such a big loan suddenly.
His family is in dire need. All he cared about was how many parents ended up like that. Or if they even really had any loan to pay off. How rude can he be?
The only rude people in that room were you three. You guys stormed into his room and barely said hello before you started to talk about money. Yet, you can't even answer why you need it? Give us a break.
That's what I mean by cheapskate. A real man wouldn't ask and just hand out money to be needy. So stingy. My parents were so disappointed.
You're the one who is disappointing. I had been clear about not asking him. You broke that promise.
I did what was necessary to help my parents. But your dad refused to help them despite his wealth. I am so ashamed to call someone so selfish my father-in-law. I guess money couldn't buy him compassion.
You know what? We should get a divorce. Then you won't have to be related to him anymore.
Are you being serious?
I don't care if we do. What you did to my father is worth a divorce.
I won't take you back even if you regret it later. You understand that?
Oh, don't worry. I do. I will call my lawyer now and have him prepare the documents immediately. You should call your lawyer too.
Fine then. I will. I'll even sign the papers right away. Don't come back to me crying. Hello, Abby? You're still mad? When are you coming home?
I thought we were both ready to get a divorce. How can you act like this is all well?
Yeah, well, you know the whole divorce thing fell through. You agreed to hold it off afterwards.
I agreed to hold it off because my father was in critical condition and I didn't have time for you. I can sign the papers right now and go file it at court.
Don't be so cold. I got a little heated. You know, spur of the moment. You shouldn't have brought up a divorce in the first place.
Spur of the moment. Huh. You signed the papers before you even read them.
I wasn't thinking clearly. You know I love you. And I know you love me too. We would be such fools to let anger drive us towards a divorce.
Whatever, Luke. I'm busy right now. I don't know when my dad will worsen again. I agreed to hold it off, but I won't be returning home.
He's been fine for a couple of days now. Why don't you come home and relax for a bit?
The doctor warned me. He said his body could give in any time, so there is no relaxing for me right now.
Why can't you care for me a little, huh? I've been living off frozen pizza for days. I'm so sick of it. I don't get to eat anything decent when you're not home.
You really don't care about anyone else but yourself. My father is dying. Take care of your goddamn self.
Why should I care for him? He refused to help my parents. I'm not going to raise one finger for that cheapskate.
You are unbelievable. You should get some help. Really.
But it is all his fault. We asked so politely. By the way, don't bother to invite us to his funeral. We don't give a damn about him.
Seriously? You are still his son-in-law.
I married you, not him. He's not a real relative. He chose to be a stranger to us when he refused to lend us money.
How pathetic. He'd be so sad to hear all this.
I said I don't care. Anyway, come home already. I don't have all day to ask nicely, you know. You need to do what is required of a wife.
Oh my gosh, I have to go.
Huh? What is it to prioritize above your husband?
My dad is crashing again. I don't have time to talk to you. If you want to come, help yourself.
Hell no. Like I said, I won't be attending his funeral either. Just come home when things are over, okay? Good luck. Hey, Abby. How have you been? You must be tired from everything. From the funeral to cleaning up his house and all.
What do you want?
So feisty. You haven't been home in so long. I've been worried about you, you know? You handled everything on your own, right?
Yes, because the man I used to call my husband provided zero support. Nor did he show up to his father-in-law's funeral.
At least I told you beforehand that I wouldn't be attending. Anyway, glad everything is done and over with. So, when are you coming home? I really miss your cooking.
Funny. You are actually hilarious.
Come on, don't be so sarcastic. So is it true? Did your dad really leave you $100 million?
Where the hell did you get that from? You're not supposed to know.
Some of your relatives really like to gossip. But I mean, $100 million? We would have so much even after paying off my parents' loan. Should we buy a house?
We are not buying any house. We are divorced and not related anymore. I have nothing to do with your parents' loan. Please handle it yourself.
What are you talking about? We decided to hold off on that, remember? Stop playing around.
You mean you don't recall signing the papers? You know I kept the papers. It was up to me whether I file it or not.
What? I never agreed to anything. I told you it was all spur of the moment.
But you signed it, didn't you? You even said that you won't take me back. So I went ahead and countersigned the papers. I don't see what the problem is.
You can't still be mad at me, Abby. Is this about your dad? All right, I'm sorry. Don't hand the papers in, honey.
I told you. It's been filed already. In fact, they were filed the day after you said you are not attending my father's funeral. Everything is too late, Luke.
You better be joking. You just want the money to yourself. You will not get away with this.
Get away with what, exactly? Keeping what was bestowed to me? What makes you think you are entitled to anything of what my father left?
You will pay me consolation money. I'm sure you have enough. You'll also pay off my parents' loan.
You are so dumb, Luke. Why in the world would I do that? I do not have a single penny to spare you or your parents.
You filed the papers without me knowing? I never gave you permission to do that. You'll pay for what you've done.
No, I will not. I have absolutely no fault. You should blame yourself for signing at the spur of the moment.
Then let's get married again. It's inevitable that the papers were filed, but we can redo our marriage. We still love each other. Our divorce was all a misunderstanding.
Nice try. But I will not be wasting another second on someone who thinks of my father as some sort of money tree. I wish someone would pay me for being your wife for this long, actually.
Don't push me away, Abby. I was only trying to help my parents. I was in a panic, you see? I wasn't myself.
Yes, I see.
You get it, right? Then let's get married again. We can enjoy ourselves for the rest of our lives with your dad's money.
I see that this is the true you, Luke. All along, you've been hiding who you really are. You only showed me your good side. I'm so glad that I see the real side now.
No, that's not what I mean. Why don't you understand? I need you in my life, Abby. Please don't leave me.
It's the money you need, not me. I will not be an exclusive ATM to you or your parents. Go figure out your own problem. I'm sure it will be difficult for someone as irresponsible as you to take care of your also irresponsible parents. But hey, good luck! I quickly deleted him from my smartphone after our last conversation. I really did have the divorce papers filed earlier, so I am glad to say that I have no relation to him now. I made several sneak visits to the house to pick up my stuff while Luke wasn't home, and also sold my father's property shortly after. I used what my father left me to move away and start a new life, so I don't think I will ever see Luke again. I heard from a common friend that Luke now lives with his parents. Their loan has become even bigger than it was before, because they keep spending money irresponsibly. Because of that, Luke now works day and night to help them pay it off. But I don't think it will ever end though. Unless his parents learn how to manage their finances. Luke should have realized that he needed to control his parents before asking anyone for money. But honestly, I couldn't care less how they end up.